Hi, today I'm at the Holiday Inn Express in Derby. It's actually at Pride Park. Now Pride Park is a big retail development site. You can see, well, maybe you can see it, you can see loads of cars behind me, but behind me, if I had a drone here, you'd be able to see that this is a big retail development because this area used to be a lot of wasteland. It was basically owned by British Railways and they didn't need it anymore, so it'd gone to rack and ruin. And then in the late 90s, Derby Council decided to regenerate the whole area, and the football team, Derby County, which used to be in the Premier League, not in the Premier League anymore, decided to move its location from the old baseball ground to the new Pride Park Stadium. So this hotel is used a lot when people are coming up for events at the stadium, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to watch the England Lionesses, who are playing Australia, so I've come to check in here, but I thought I'd do a video to check out what the Holiday Inn Express at Pride Park in Derby is like. So let's go in and check it out. Okay, so my room's on the first floor, so I'm going to take the stairs. I could take the lift, but I'm going to take the stairs for a little bit of exercise. So let's head up. Now this place, Holiday Inn Express, one of the features of it is that the breakfasts are included for everybody. That's the feature of an express. So I'll be looking at breakfast tomorrow morning. Let's go and find the room. It's room 103, which actually is directly opposite the stairwell. So let's just, gonna have to take the key out to get in. Let's check out this room. Now this is actually set out as a twin room, so let me put the light on. There we go. So this is set out as a twin room, so got two single beds here. Relatively spacious, nice, modern, clean, as you would expect. Let me just pan out a little bit there, give you a bit more perspective. So it's nice, functional, spacious, I would say. Got a full length mirror here, which is always very handy. TV, bit old fashioned TV. Usually you'd expect the TV to be mounted on the wall these days, although who's using the TV anyway? Most people have got a tablet. That's certainly what I will be doing if I want to watch anything. Got some tea and coffee facilities over here, which always a good feature. Always disappointed if I go somewhere and they don't have tea and coffee. What have they got in the tea and coffee range? We've got some PG tips, that's fine. 4 of those. Got some UHT milk. We've got some sachets of Nescafe, both decaf and caffeinated, so it's quite impressive. Haven't got any decaf tea though. It's interesting that everybody's onto decaf coffee, but not onto decaf tea. Also got some glasses for water and a couple of little mugs. So that's all very good. Got a nice lamp here. Okay, so I always like to check out what the pillows are like. These are a bit soft and they're a bit squishy, a bit soft. It's okay though, I prefer that than a Bullett's hard one. Let's see what the bed's like. I always like to do the jump test. Oh, that's nice and soft. Oh, that's quite good actually. Oh, I like that. That's nice. Duvet's good, nice. Bed's made up nicely. So yeah, room's pretty good actually. So we've got some lights here. That's all good. Interestingly, we've got USB ports here, so we can actually charge up all the devices there. So that's ideal. Let's have a look at the aircon. So I've got an aircon unit over here. So that's great as well. Get some heating going. Just noticed these quite funky hangers for my coat. They're quite good. Let's go and check out the bathroom, see what it's all about. Okay, so on the way back to the bathroom, what have we got here? We've got a little bit of hanging space, not a great deal, but enough really. I think if you're staying at the Holiday Inn Express, you're probably not going to stay here for weeks on end. It's usually just 1 or 2 nights. So 5, 6 hangers, plus an ironing board and an iron, which is good. And then under here, we've got a hairdryer and some extra towels. And then let's check out the bathroom. So, relatively nice. It's modern, clean. Got a sink in the corner to maximise the space, because this is relatively small. I've got the towels. Shaver sockets. Surely somebody's going to change that to USB-C at some point soon. Got some Dove soap here, which is always good, liquid soap. And then we've got a walk-in shower, which is slightly elevated. Let me just pull back from that a bit. You can see that there's a step up here, that's good. The door, yeah, that's good. Modern, clean, good shower. It's overhead, so that's handy. It's also on a rail, so if you don't want to get your hair wet, you can pull it down so you don't get totally wet. That's all good, nice and clean. No mold anywhere here, so Pretty impressed with the level of cleanliness. All looks good. Here's the toilet. All very nice. Got door. That's interesting. The door's on a slight angle. Must be to maximise the space. There's a hanger in here as well. So that's the room in a nutshell. I think overall it's pretty good. This is exactly what I was looking for. Wanted something just clean, nice, spacious, relaxing, where you can just come, get some sleep. It's quiet here. If we have a look out the window, I'll just go over to the window, but the retail park here, there's really nothing. So I'm looking out onto, looks like office space. There's another hotel over there, B&B Hotels. This looks like office space, so it's going to be pretty quiet. There's no main road next to here. It's very close to the stadium, which is why I'm here, so it's perfect from that point of view. Relatively inexpensive. Breakfast's included. I'll have a look at breakfast in the morning. I'll include it on this video, so we'll be going to breakfast shortly. But overall, pretty impressed with this room. You can obviously get a double bed, but I've gone for 2 single beds. A double bed would probably give you a bit more space because the 2 beds would be pushed together. So I've just scroll back a little bit. Oh, I can't scroll back in on the maximum. It's pretty decent. I think this is a good place to stay, and it's perfect if you're coming to Pride Park Stadium. So let's go and check out the breakfast. So first and foremost, we've got some drinks here. Got a nice Nescafe machine, loads of mugs, some fresh orange juice and apple juice, and also some porridge with a hot water machine. So you get some tea, good selection of teas. It's great. Let's go and see what food offerings we've got in here. Start off with these muffins. Nice. I think I'll get one of those. Build your own bap, so I can get something to take away if you're in a rush. Some cereals, cornflakes, Cocoa Pops, granola, Special K, Weetabix, some other cornflakes. So what those ones are. They're in a bag. Some semi-skimmed milk, whole milk, butter, spread. Got some non-dairy milks. That's a good offering. So got soya with no sugar and oat. Great. Some nice fruit. So some mixed berries, oranges, apples, nice bit of yogurt. It's all good. Marmite, if anybody likes Marmite. Bit of honey. I've got some spreads here. Orange marmalade, hazelnut spread, strawberry jam, toaster. Good selection of bread. So white bread, brown bread, croissant, brown bloomer, white bloomer, croissant, all good. Let's see what hot food they've got. Cooked tomatoes, look at that. They look pretty decent. Grab one of those in a minute. Hash browns, nice. Baked beans, scrambled eggs, and then some sausage and bacon. So looks pretty good setup. So let me grab some of this and go and see what it's like. Okay, so I've got a lovely window seat overlooking the car park, and I've got my breakfast fit for a king. So I've got a bit of orange juice. It's not fresh orange juice, but it's okay. It's, yeah, that's been made up from concentrate, I think, with added water, but it's all right. So I'll just leave that there for a second. I've gone for something of everything. So I've gone for the hot meal. We've got bacon, so nice couple of pieces of bacon, scrambled egg, sausage, beans, and cooked tomato. I've then gone for a croissant and a muffin. They do some nice yogurt, so I've got yogurt with fresh berries, and then I've done a piece of the white toast and the brown toast with some of the jam that's from the dispenser, and the spread. That's this is the spread rather than butter. I prefer spread. I know a lot of people prefer butter, so there've got a lot of comments about that. But this is the breakfast, and I've also got a cup of tea. So let's get started with the main breakfast. Let me just butter a piece of this toast. Get going on that. Take the brown toast, I think. That's good. Nice. Let's get checking on this. I'm glad to see we've got both Heinz tomato ketchup and HP sauce. So whatever your poison is, I'm going to go for a little bit of HP sauce, I think. A bit of brown sauce. Always goes down with a bit of meat. Put a bit of that on there. Okay, let's taste the bacon first.
First thing about it, it's quite cold, sort of ambient temperature, which tends to happen if you're putting out mass catering. Obviously, it's been sitting there for a while. It's also quite hard, sitting under the lights. So you can see it doesn't really bend. It's just hard. So it's okay. It's edible. It tastes all right. Let's see what this sausage is like. So I'll have it without any sauce to start with. It's pretty low-grade sausage. That's the type of thing that you get. It's quite cheap in the supermarket. Doesn't really taste of meat. It tastes of sort of processed food. Doesn't look like meat. Don't really like that. Oh, I did actually pick up a tip from one of the previous videos I did on breakfast. Somebody sent me a message saying you have to use your sausage as a barrier to stop the beans meeting the eggs, which is what I've done here. As you can see, I've got a nice barrier there. So let's have a bit of the eggs, see what they're like. They're not bad. A little bit dry, but again, because they're sitting out, that's probably to be expected. Not too bad. Try the tomato. It's a bit tasteless, a bit cold, not the best. And try these beans. Definitely not Heinz beans, not very sweet. They're okay. So I think everything here is okay. None of it's delicious. It's okay. I actually think the toast was probably the best part. Toast good. Happy with the toast. Not too happy with that. Let's try this yogurt with some fruit. There's actually a problem with the yogurt that it actually finished, so I had to scrape out the bottom from the bowl. They hadn't topped it up, even though it was a really big bowl. It's quite empty. Take some of this yogurt and the fruit. That's okay. The yogurt's a little bit watery, and the berries are also a bit too tart. You could do being a bit sweeter, but it's okay. It's, you know, as a healthy option, it's okay, I think. Let's try this croissant. Seems quite good. Seems quite fresh. That's okay. It's edible. Let me put a bit of jam on it. I'll put a bit of this, of the jam that came out of the dispenser over here. Yeah, it's better with the jam. The jam's quite sweet. That actually makes it quite tasty. I'd recommend croissant and jam. Good combination. Let's try this small muffin. Just break it in half. Oh, it's got some nice bits of blueberry in there, you can see. Decent, they're all at the top. It's okay. It's a bit stodgy. Not sure I'd want to eat all of it. If you've got kids, then they might like that. But yeah, it's okay. So let me have a bit of my tea. I think the tea should be fine. Yeah, tea's good. Tea's probably the best part. Also, I think the toast, let me just have another piece of the white toast, so I'll just have a piece of that. And put a bit of this spread onto it. The toast's pretty good. So I think in terms of ranking this, my favourite thing was the toast. I think the tea and the toast, they were about the best. The croissant was okay, with some jam, it made it better. The muffin, not my favourite. The yoghurt and fruit was okay. It's not the best quality, but it's alright. It just doesn't taste very sweet, so it's just not very tasty. It sort of tastes like you're eating it to be healthy rather than to have a nice breakfast, so it's alright. And this fried breakfast. I definitely had better than this. I wouldn't want to eat the rest of that sausage, or the bacon, or the beans, or the egg, or the tomato, actually. In fact, I'm not going to eat any more of that. That is finished. So I think it's back to the toast and maybe a bit more croissant for me and a bit more tea. I'll see you outside for the wrap-up.
Okay, so here I am at the end of my stay at the Holiday Inn Express. What did I think of it? Well, this hotel is great. I think it's a great location. It's really close to the station, really close to lots of different restaurants and bars, and importantly for me, it was close to Pride Park Stadium in Derby, because that's where I was going last night to watch the football. And football, my team won, yay! So I think it's great from a location point of view. Inside, really nicely done, very professional. The rooms are just what you'd expect. They're clean, they're tidy, there's no dust in there, there was no signs of any mould or anything in the bathroom that was nasty. So it was all nicely presented. I was happy with the bed. The pillows weren't the best. I had one really, really soft one and one really hard one. So that would be my only complaint really about the sleeping, was that the pillows, I'd wish I'd brought my own, which is not a great sign, but you know, each to his own. I think, you know, nobody's going to be happy with the same pillow. Everybody has different tastes. But the room itself, really good. It was really quiet. So even though we're near to a main road over there, you can't hear anything. The rooms themselves actually had a really interesting feature of a soft close on the doors. So that meant that there wasn't a lot of banging of doors, which you get in some hotels in the morning from like 5:30 onwards, people going out, letting their door slam. There was none of that, so that was great. So overall, I think this is a really decent hotel. What score would I give it? Well, in terms of rating it in the budget category, because obviously it's a budget hotel, so I can't compare this to the Ritz in London because it's in a completely different realm. But in terms of this particular end of the market, it's good, it's decent. The only problem, I didn't pay a budget price for it. I paid £200, well actually £198.97, not sure why they gave me the £1 discount. That's expensive. That's what I'd pay in central London, not in central Derby. In fact, not even in central Derby. I'm in a retail park in Derby. Now, I know the football was on, so demand was higher, but I could have got a hotel in this vicinity for less money. There were hotels available for 120, 140, but I thought I'd come to the Holiday Inn Express to do this review, to see what it's like, to be able to tell you what I think of it. And although the rooms are great, although the hotel's great, it was really expensive. So compared to the price, I would have expected a bit more, particularly from breakfast. I was disappointed with the free breakfast. Now, obviously, it wasn't free because it was included in that price of £200 that I paid. The breakfast wasn't great. I wasn't impressed with the breakfast, didn't like it, didn't eat most of it, wouldn't go back, would bring my own breakfast or go somewhere else if I was coming here again. So free breakfast isn't really a perk, I don't think. One thing, actually, if you are booking here, make sure you signed up to the loyalty scheme. Do that with every hotel whenever you go. It's a no-brainer because it gives you a bit of a discount on the price and you get some loyalty points which can build up to some free stays at some point in the future. So definitely do that as a tip. But in terms of my overall score, well, originally I was going to give it a better score because it was ranked in the budget end, but I didn't really pay a budget price, so I think that sort of brings it into the mid-range. What would I score it? I think overall, I think the hotel was good. I liked the room. It was comfortable. It was clean. Did everything that I wanted it to. The breakfast was disappointing, so that's brought the score down a bit, and the price was high. So I think overall, I'm looking at a 6.5 out of 10 for the Holiday Inn Express in Derby. So it's decent. I would come here again. I would hopefully get a better deal next time. I booked this quite late on. It was quite close to the time I was coming here. So you never get the best deal if you're booking within a few days of coming. So maybe that was my fault. If I'd have got it for £100, I'd have given it a much better score. At £200, it's a 6.5 out of 10. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's video. You found it useful, informative and thought-provoking. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I will see you again on the next video.